Hello students, today we are going to start chapter 18 of class 8 science, which is pollution of air and water. Pollution is a very common term that you must come across with this term either while writing an essay or newspaper or news channel where they say pollution is continuously increasing day by day. So here in this chapter we will discuss what is pollution, what are the different types and causes, and also how can we control it. So before this, first of all, tell me one thing. What kind of environment makes you feel happy? Maybe something like greenery all around and clean air, fresh air to breathe, right? So in that environment, your parents allow you to play games and all. Right? We all know that the atmosphere is composed of a mixture of several different gases, in which nitrogen accounts for 78% of the atmosphere, oxygen 21%, and argon 0.9%. There are also some gases like carbon dioxide, methane, and ozone, which are known as trace gases, which are present in less than 1% of the atmosphere. These all gases play specific roles in the atmosphere, but there are certain things that are present in our environment which bothers us, that are harmful for us, and those unwanted particles are known as pollutants. So basically, the presence of unwanted particles, gases, and biological molecules that makes air unfit for breathing or that are present in such concentrations that they produce undesirable effects on humans is known as air pollution. It is that atmospheric condition in which those substances are present that are not good for our health or for human or for the environment, right? And such harmful and desirable substances that causes air pollution or pollution are known as pollutants. Here, look at your screen. Things that pollute a substance is called pollutants. So there are so many air pollutants all over the world. So here we are going to discuss some of the most common air pollutants. So basically, what is air pollutant? An air pollutant is a substance in the air that can have adverse effects on the humans and the ecosystem. We have already discussed that pollutant is a substance that causes pollution. It may be air pollution, maybe water pollution, or any kind of pollution. So here, first of all, we are going to discuss some of the major air pollutants. Basically, pollutants are classified as primary or secondary. Major primary air pollutants are basic nitrogen oxides like NO2, NO3, ammonia, NH3, carbon monoxide having formula CO, sulfur oxides having formula SO2, heavy metals like arsenic, cadmium, lead, mercury, and other volatile organic compounds. Now we will discuss all these major air pollutants one by one in detail. The first one is nitrogen oxides. Nitrogen oxides are emitted during fuel combustion, like burning of fossil fuels, and their emission from vehicles release nitrogen oxides in the air. The emission of nitrogen oxides can have adverse effects on health as high concentration cause inflammation of the windpipe. जो हमारी विंड पाइप होती है उसमें इन्फ्लेमेशन इस होना स्टार्ट हो जाता है अगर ज़्यादा कंसंट्रेशन में नाइट्रोजन ऑक्साइड्स प्रेजेंट हों. So these nitrogen oxides act as a major air pollutant in the atmosphere. The second one is carbon monoxide, which is a colorless and odorless toxic gas. Colorless means no color and odorless means no smell. It is a toxic gas which comes from the incomplete combustion of fuels used in cars, trucks, or other vehicles. The major adverse effect of carbon monoxide is that it can be absorbed by the hemoglobin in the blood, and thus blood can no longer absorb oxygen. We all know that the hemoglobin present in our red blood cells absorb oxygen that we inhale, binds up with the oxygen and form oxyhemoglobin. But if the concentration of carbon monoxide is higher than the oxygen present in the atmosphere, Then we will inhale carbon monoxide, and that carbon monoxide will bind up with hemoglobin, and that will be harmful for all of us. The extra amount of carbon monoxide result in the tiredness, headache, and also heart damage. So carbon monoxide is also a major air pollutant. The third one is heavy metals like cadmium, lead, mercury, and so on. Nickel is also considered in the category of heavy metals. These chemicals are also known as toxins, which link to thyroid disorder. The heavy consumption of these metals may lead to cancer, women hormonal conditions, lung cancer, and so many other several illness diseases. Now we will discuss major secondary air pollutants. We have discussed some of the major primary air pollutants like nitrogen oxides, carbon monoxide, and some heavy metals. Now it's time for the major secondary air pollutants. Major secondary air pollutants include particulate matter, short form PM, and chlorofluorocarbons, which is usually known as. Now the first one is particulate matter. Before moving to particulate matter, now tell me what is the difference between primary air pollutant and secondary air pollutant? We have discussed some of the primary air pollutants, and now we are going to discuss secondary air pollutants. But what is the difference between these two categories? So the basic difference between these two categories is that the primary air pollutants are directly emitted into the atmosphere, जिनको हम डायरेक्टली एटमॉस्फेयर में रिलीज करते हैं और एमिट करते हैं, लाइक कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड जो कि डायरेक्टली एटमॉस्फेयर में रिलीज हो रही होती है. एंड द सेकेंडरी एयर पॉल्यूटेंट्स जो होते हैं, दे फॉर्म्स इन द एटमॉस्फेयर. वो डायरेक्टली उनको हम एमिट नहीं करते हैं, वो एटमॉस्फेयर में ही फॉर्म होते हैं बाय बाय द मिक्सचर ऑफ डिफरेंट अदर substances. So clear? Now in this category, in the category of secondary air pollutant, the first one is particulate matter. Particulate matter, we can also say the particle pollution. It is the sum of all solid and liquid particles that are suspended in the air which are harmful for us. Clear everyone? तो बेसिकली पर्टिकुलेट मैटर क्या होता है? ये कार्बन का स्मॉल पार्टिकल्स और बाकी सारे अदर पॉल्यूटेंट्स के स्मॉल पार्टिकल्स का एक कॉम्प्लेक्स मिक्सचर होता है. वी कैन ऑल्सो से दिस इज द कॉम्प्लेक्स मिक्सचर ऑफ एक्सट्रीमली स्मॉल पार्टिकल्स ऑफ कार्बन एंड अदर पॉल्यूटेंट्स दैट आर सस्पेंडेड इन द एयर. एंड व्हाई दे आर हार्मफुल फॉर अस? So particulate matter directly attacks our respiratory system. So it is harmful for the respiration, for our respiratory system, because it penetrates into the sensitive regions of the respiratory system. The second one is ground level ozone, which is formed by the chemical reaction between different oxides of nitrogen and volatile organic compounds. This ground level ozone is formed at the Earth's surface. It is a very powerful and aggressive oxidizing agent which can cause respiratory problems and cardiovascular problems. अगर इस ओजोन ग्राउंड लेवल ओजोन का हाई कंसंट्रेशन हो जाए, then it can also damage plants which can decrease our forest growth. We also call ground level ozone as bad ozone. Now, since we have discussed some of the major air pollutants like carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides, ground level ozone, particulate matter, and some heavy metals, we will come across with the word acid rain. Now, what is acid rain and how it is harmful for us? So, when pollutants of air such as sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide react with water vapor present in the air, they form acids such as sulfuric acid and nitric acid. मीन्स जब सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड वाटर वेपर के साथ रिएक्ट करती है तो ये सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड बनाती है, और जब नाइट्रोजन डाइऑक्साइड वाटर वेपर के साथ रिएक्ट करता है तो ये नाइट्रिक एसिड बनाती है. जब यही एसिड व्हेन दीज एसिड्स मिक्स्ड विद रेन वाटर दे फॉर्म एसिड रेन. जब ये एसिड हमारे रेन वाटर के साथ मिक्स हो जाते हैं तब ये क्या बनाते हैं? एसिड रेन. So why it is very harmful for us? Actually, acid rain is very harmful for humans and for plants also. Like they remove the minerals and nutrients from the soil that trees needs to grow. अगर soil से minerals और nutrients चला जाएगा, then how trees will be able to absorb sunlight? If the soil in which the trees are growing, they have less nutrients and minerals, then the trees will be less able to absorb sunlight, which makes them weak and less able to withstand with the freezing temperature. So in this way, acid rain affects the plant life, and also they can damage building, limestone and marble structure by corroding them. They can cause corrosion. So in this way, acid rain causes harmful effects for both plants and animals. So clear everyone what acid rain is? You know, the carbon dioxide that we exhale in the atmosphere is also one of the major causes of air pollution. How many of you have known that? Because the increase in the concentration of carbon dioxide or many other gases may lead to an unnatural increase in the earth temperature. अगर कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड और कुछ मेजर एयर गैसेस का एटमॉस्फेयर में कंसंट्रेशन बढ़ जाएगा तो ये हमारे एटमॉस्फेयर के टेम्परेचर को इंक्रीज कर देंगी एंड दिस unnatural increase in earth temperature is known as global warming. So global warming is the increase in average temperature of the earth near surface air and oceans. And the gases that causes this increase in earth temperature are known as greenhouse gases. The one name of greenhouse gas I've already told you, which is carbon dioxide, and the other greenhouse gases are methane, nitrous oxide and water vapor. So basically we can name four greenhouse gases, naming as carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide and water vapor. These are called greenhouse gases because these are the main cause of global warming. So how this global warming and greenhouse effect are harmful for us? We all know when sunlight penetrates the atmosphere, it reaches the earth's surface and warms the earth's surface. So some part of the sunlight that hits by the earth, it gets reflected and some of the sunlight get used up. क्लियर? जो सनलाइट आती है अर्थ तक उसमें से अर्थ से कुछ लाइट तो रिफ्लेक्ट हो जाती है और कुछ पार्ट उसका यूज कर लिया जाता है. द ग्रीन हाउस गैसेस फॉर्म ए लेयर इन द एटमॉस्फेयर. जितनी भी ग्रीन हाउस गैसेज है जो हमने पढ़ी, लाइक कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, मिथेन एंड नाइट्रस ऑक्साइड, वाटर वेपर, ये एटमॉस्फेयर में एक लेयर फॉर्म कर लेती हैं जिससे सन की इंफ्रारेड रेडिएशन जो सनलाइट है वो एंटर तो कर जाती है अर्थ सरफेस पे, बट रिफ्लेक्शन के बाद वापस इस लेयर के आउट नहीं जा सकती है. तो अगर ये अर्थ सरफेस पे ही रह जाएंगे तो ये अर्थ के सरफेस का टेम्परेचर और इंक्रीज करेंगी बिकॉज दे इम्पार्ट हीट एनर्जी. सो इन दिस वे दे कॉज ग्लोबल वार्मिंग. Now since we have discussed different types of air pollutants, major causes of air pollutions, now we will discuss some harmful effects of air pollutions, short term effects and long term effects. So basically the major effects includes the air pollution can cause global warming, which is the unnatural increase in the temperature of earth's surface, acid rain, smog and ozone depletion. Now let's discuss some short-term effects on human beings. Air pollution can cause irritation to the eyes, nose and throat. Since air pollution causes ozone depletion, which is the depletion of ozone layer, then most of the harmful ultraviolet radiations will reach to us and they will cause allergic reactions and major skin problems. The long-term effects of air pollution can cause lung disease, heart disease, and damage to the brain, liver, or kidney cells. You know, the photochemical smog is caused by the action of sunlight. It can also cause respiratory problems, and particulate matter can affect your lungs and cause serious health diseases. This air pollution can not only affect the humans, it also affects animals. The acid rain can kill lot of fishes and other animals too. So we have discussed air pollution and we have also discussed how it is harmful for different animals, human beings and plants also. So how can we prevent air pollution? We have already discussed that it is very harmful for everyone. So we also need some of the preventive measures of air pollution. So the first one is we should use less polluting fuels such as LPG, which is liquefied petroleum gas, and CNG, which is compressed natural gas. We should use LPG and CNG in vehicles. Second, we should use less polluting resources of energy such as hydroelectric energy and nuclear energy because they cannot produce any kind of pollution. Planting of more trees and conserving of forest land are the best ways to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. That will maintain the balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen in the atmosphere. So this is all about air pollution. In the next video we will discuss about water pollution, different causes and also the preventive measures of water pollution.